Today, or this morning, we are talking about personality. This is the subject we are discussing. And probably you can ask your neighbor what is personality and whether they know their personality. Just engage with them. Let them help you whether they know their personality. And they can tell you which it is. Wale wako tunaona wengine haulizi neighbor ama they already seen. Yes. Again, you don't know who is sitting next to you. They might be your next business partner in the future. Or your permanent roommate. You never know. So I'm sure you have gotten feedback from your neighbor. So how many of our neighbors have said they know their personality? And not lie. How many have you ever engaged your neighbor and they say they know their personality? Oh, I can see one there. And I want to go to bed. Very interesting. So the rest of us don't know our personalities. Wow, this makes the topic very relevant for us today because we really want to, or the main aim of this topic, as I was invited to speak on it, is to help us understand ourselves, to understand yourself, to know yourself, because it is possible for you to live in yourself and not know yourself. And that's why personality test and it's very critical for you. Personality is, or rather describes, patterns of behavior, patterns of thoughts, feelings, and behavior. A pattern is something that is consistent, that you can look at, for example, when you think about how I appear. I have been here a number of times, and you know how I speak. If you met me for the very first time, and now you've met me for the second time, you realize there's some consistency. True or not true? The way I speak, the way I move around, that is what we refer to as a pattern, something that is consistent. So personality is majorly the patterns of thoughts and feelings, how someone consistently feels or behaves or things, such that when you sit with them for a long time, you may even know what they are about to say. There are people who come here, like, let's say, let me give you the former secretary. She was coming here, Juliana, isn't it? Most likely you knew the first word she would say. True or not true? True or not true? Because you have been with her for a while, and you have observed a pattern of thoughts, a pattern of feelings, and a pattern of behavior. A personality is both a product of biology and environment. Biology means you are wired that way. That's how you are born. These are the kind of hormones that are in you. Look at it. That's who you are. But environment is what we acquire when we get born. For example, what kind of a family were you born? How do your family behave? How do they speak? You will most likely behave like one member of your family, or how people in the village respond or behave, because you acquire a certain kind of behavior. There is, for example, when you go to the shanties in Nairobi and wherever, you realize most of the people speak Shen. True or not true? What they speak Shen? Yet someone else from Kadonzoni does not understand where you come from. It's because the environment in which they live, that is what they have acquired. They have learned about shepherding. You have had to see that. We no matter whatever, but for them to communicate so friendly and so interesting. And that's why you will as defining people as caring, kind. You talk about that lady is loving. You can reduce the echo, please. You talk about that lady is kind or caring. That guy, he behaves well, he's well-mannered. That is all you are describing personality of how they live, whether they are kind or perfectionist. You can easily observe. There are few characteristics of personality that are very critical for us to understand this morning. They are around four characteristics. Number one is what we refer to as consistency. What is consistency? Consistency means it is consistent. It does not just happen one time. It is repetitive. That someone behaves in a certain way, in a repetitive manner. If it's, when you think about how we talk, there are some people who really speak a lot, or rather they speak many words. And they don't just speak many words on a single incident. It is a consistent thing. That's who they are. And there are some people who you will find they are too reserved. They only have a few words. They are people of a few words. When they go to a meeting can even end without them saying a word. And they are okay. That's who they are. It's consistent. So one of the characteristics of our personalities, who you are, is it is consistent. We can see it. It is regular, and there is an order into how it happens. Secondly, it is both psychological and physiological. It is both psychological. Psychological means psychology, our mind. It is from our mind, our emotions, our feelings. But also it's also physiological. Physiological means it is also influenced by biology. It's not just about what we acquire, the patterns we acquire when we see, or depending on where we come from, but also our biology sometimes determines how our personality is. For example, we talk about the most common hormones, which one? If you are in a biology class, now you high school. Yes? Adrenaline, gani ingine? Progesterone or estrogen. When some of those hormones are too high, they make someone behave in a certain way. So if they are imbalanced, you will find someone behaving in a certain way, and it is caused by the hormones. Whether they are balanced or imbalanced, or which one is more than the other. And that's why, if you have interacted with an expectant mother, there are some of them who are too hostile, isn't it? True or not true? Some of them develop habits of eating anything, junk, without eating food. So that even at 12 a.m., they will wake up to eat, and normally they don't eat. So within the entire period, they are eating at 12 a.m. Anakuamsha. Nafili kukula chipo. What is making her behave that way? It's the hormones. The third thing is that it affects behaviors and actions. Personality affects the way you behave, but also how you act, how you carry yourself, how you speak. Is as a result of your personality, where you belong. And we will see the various personalities that are there very briefly. Or even how you act, how you work. And I was telling people who are here in the morning, there are people who work faster than others. Some of the people work very, they take their time to work slowly without a hurry. But someone else, when he comes, the same job, he does it within a very short time. What is making them behave in that manner? It is personality, including walking and moving around. And I was reminding them that, or I was telling them that when I was growing up, my dad are those people who move very fast. They walk very fast. And so we are leaving the house and maybe we are going to leave to a town or take a matatu or something. But literally I will be running to catch up with him. Then I realize, and I move Bill, he's just himself and just walking around. And sometimes that's how we behave. And I realized that in a way affected me. And one of the days we were walking with my girlfriend, rather my fiancé, going somewhere. And I am walking, I'm moving very fast, very focused. To look behind, I saw her, behind me, a few steps behind, and she was so angry. She's wondering, where are you going? When you're 20 pamoja? And I had not realized that I have left her. I'm just nikwenda because probably that's what I learned from where I grew up. And that happens a lot. But lastly is that personality has multiple expressions. Multiple expressions where we talk about it is not just behavior, there is behavior, there is thoughts, there is feelings. We talk about it affects our feelings, how we feel, our senses, our close relationship and social interactions. Those are the things that will help you to know, or rather to see, the personality of an individual. Let's think about why do we need to understand our personality? Why is it critical for you to understand personality? Why do you need to go and look for a link or an app to help you understand your personality? There are a few things I would want to mention. Number one is that you understand yourself and also other people. You understand yourself and other people. And why do you need to understand yourself? Because you are very different from your neighbor, from your friend, and including your brother. The way you respond to situations is totally different, or how you see things. You may be in a similar situation, but the way you respond will be very different from your friends. True or not true? Have you ever realized that? And many a times we want everyone to think like us, to behave like us, to respond to situations like us. One of the critical things that happens, especially, and I'm talking this because I have been in a relationship, so I know. Myself and my fiancé, we are totally different. And including my friend, even the friend who is very close to me. Sometimes there are things I overlook, and for her it is serious business. Maybe this is a very small thing. For example, sometimes I am busy, and I was supposed to call her at this time, and I did call. And I say, see, I will still call. See, even if of course I was doing good things, amazing things for the Lord, and I had promised to call, but I was unable. But I will still call, isn't it? Is it a big issue? Well, what a big issue. That's what you realize. It's a big issue. So, you are able to, when you do a personality test, you're able to understand yourself, how you react, how you behave on some certain things, and what is this that, excites you or affects you in a certain way, and why do people behave differently? But before I move on to the next thing, it's just to say, there is no personality that is better than the other. There are very many personalities. There are 4 we will see. And there's another theory that has 16. And there is no single personality that is better than the other. Every individual has something unique that they bring. You may be strong in this area, and the other person is strong in the other area. And the blend brings life to the whole thing. And even for the leaders, when they sit down in an executive meeting, if they only had one type of personality, they cannot make very sound decisions. True or not? make friends? Do you just meet with people today and tomorrow they are your friends and you are talking like you have never talked before? What is your ideal situation? How do you deal with solving problems when they come? With stress, how do you cope with conflict? How do you manage work habits? When you understand your personality, you understand how then to deal with these critical issues that comes in life, when it comes to relationship, when it comes to conflict, when it comes to work habits. And lastly is strengths and weaknesses. You understand your strengths, you understand your weaknesses. Strength is what you are good in, the best traits in you. And the weakness are the not so good, the areas that need growth. So you understand which are these areas that I need to maximize. Where should I focus on? Which ministry should I serve? Because your gifting and your strength should be able to direct you to which ministry you should serve, isn't it? If really my strength is not singing, and I come to praise and worship and I want to sing, do you think I will thrive? Do you think I will thrive? Every time I hold the mic, I will be very happy, but there are people who are wondering, you see, it's where you understand what is your strength, where is your weaknesses, what do you need to work on. And of course, these weaknesses, you cannot work on them by yourself. You need help and will engage on that. There are different types of personality and their traits, and I want to talk about that very fast. There are two theories that I will focus on. One is the 4 temperament theory that we look in detail. And then there is another one called the Myers-Briggs personality type indicator. The Myers-Briggs personality. This one, I will not engage as much, but I will task you an assignment to go and do it yourself and be able to see your personality amongst the Myers-Briggs personality. So we start with the 4 temperament theory. The 4 temperament theory has 4 personalities. And the 4 personalities are divided into 2. We have extroverts and we have introverts. Extroverts are people who are outgoing. People who, they are full of life. They want to be where people are. They speak, they express themselves. And then introverts are on the other side. They are very reserved, they are very calm. So it is divided into 2. And of those 2, on the extrovert side, we have the sanguines and melancholics. You can tell your neighbor sanguines and melancholic. And I'm going to share here. He also says how sanguines and melancholics. And then on the other side, we have phlegmatics and melancholic. Phlegmatics and melancholic. So we start with the first one on the extrovert side. That is sanguine. Who are sanguine? I will look at 3 characteristics of sanguine that will help us understand, and perhaps you can start seeing traces of yourself, whether you belong to this personality or whether you have some traces. Most times you will have one that is dominant and one that is recessive. A huge percent of you is on this, and then you have some small traces of the other. So sanguines, number 1, are social. Very social. They are social beings. They are free-spirited. They are very chatty. They want to talk. And sometimes openly emotional. Then you will always find them. If you want to know a sanguine, you will always find them in social interactions. If there is a place where you hear there are people talking and making noise, you will not lack some sanguine there. Ukisikia mahali kuna bash, especially the sanguines who are not believers. Siongea kuhusu bash za siru, naongea kuhusu the other one. You will not lack sanguines being at the forefront, because they want to be where the action is happening. You're getting it? They don't want to be alone. They want to be at the center, to be seen, being the people who are initiating and guiding the social interactions. Sanguines love company. They don't love being by themselves. They become happier when they are surrounded by friends and people. That's why I've talked about social events. When they are alone, they feel like they are sick. They can never be alone. They always want to be where people are, whether in class or outside class. And being a sanguine is very interesting. Sanguines, when you are in class, they will be the first ones to lift their hands, even if they didn't have the answer. Sijasikia hiyo mwalimu. No, they have the answer. But they want everyone to feel them, Even the lecturer needs to realize that these guys are here. These guys are around. And it's very interesting. I was sharing in the morning that I had this friend in campus. She was a lady. She was a real, I think it was around 80 or above. That lady would talk. When you meet her, regardless of where you are, whether on the road, whether in class, another story. And you will not say anything. Your work is to say, yes, no. Yes. Here's a particular story. And sanguines, they don't finish the story. Anakutapia ka story, wakasisa kameshika vizuri, analeta ingine. So they can give you 10 stories within the same time. That's who they are. They do more of talking than listening. What does that mean? That when you are conversing with a sanguine, they are not hearing what you are saying. They are actually thinking of how they should respond to what you are saying. Okay. So you are there expressing yourself and saying, oh, and prepare a response. They easily make friends, but they don't sustain the friendships. They will talk with everyone, whether new or not. They are full of life. Whether they know you or they will talk to you. You will feel, wow, this is a friend. But after a while, after you have left each other, there will be no more follow-up or conversation. They will not look for you. You will only talk the next time you meet. And you will talk like you have been talking all your life. Yeah, you have not been talking. Number 2, they are expressive. They are expressive. They express themselves. They know how to speak. They are charismatic. And what is charismatic? They know how to capture people's attention. When they know how to bring life, They have the words. They know how to bring the jokes, even on serious matters. Because for them it's about fun and being happy. No seriousness. We don't want serious stuff. They are also very emotional. They can be very emotional. Their mood swings change very fast. They can be too happy, and then within no time, amekasirika. You are laughing, the next minute they are frowning, and you are thinking they are joking. They are not joking, they are actually mad. They are mad at you, And they will use words like, just like a baby, they will say when they are mad, I hate you. I don't like you. If you have a friend who has not told you, that's what they are saying. But also, and when they are saying that they don't mean it, but they are very quick to forgive and forget. You naturally make them mad, they are mad, and within no time they remember a joke, and they already giving it out. And they have forgotten your anger. Very nice people to be around. They have a very high self-esteem, and sometimes they show off very high self-esteem. And sometimes they show off. What does that mean? They want to be on top of the game. Or they want you to feel they have it all figured out. They will tell you what they have acquired. They will tell you what they have in the house. If they have got an issue, you must know. Oh, that guy will do it for an issue. They will tell you. They will tell you what their father does, what their mom does. If they have an uncle in America, however they must get you. So sometimes they will show, they will brag because they want to feel they are of it. Lastly, is the sanguines are not neat. Sanguines are not neat. These are things you can work on and the Lord can help you to work on. But these are the ideal sanguine. They are not neat and they are not tidy. You will go to the house of a sanguine and it will all be messy. Kitabu, iko kitanda, sufuria, ukairi na mlango, kikombe cha pale. If you go to such a house that is so disorganized, sanguine must be around. You don't need to go very far. Very disorganized. But also they are very poor planners. They don't know how to plan. Maybe for the week, this is what I will do on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. By the time they have made that plan, and even if it's a single day, will make a to-do list. I will do this and this and this. If they are not worked on by Christ, the next 3 minutes after making that plan, they will be doing something totally different from what they have planned. Because they want to be wherever it is. So if they do something boring, they were working on an assignment and they think, this assignment is very tosha. I want to get after so and so. They leave and they go to the neighbor's place. They will go and they will lose count of time. And I'm going to say, me 12. You're going to cut cash. Because the stories were going to see. They are disorganized and of course messy because of the nature of living in the moment. And number 3 on sanguines, as I finish, is they are attention seeking. They seek attention. They want you to recognize they are there. If we are in a room, in a darkness, they want that light to just focus on them. You know, when they enter a place, they want you to realize they have come. Class, especially pure sanguines. When they enter a class, but they will make something to know they have come. Either agongeshe viatu, ama shout, ama anaona besti yake mwingine